There's a dangerous and, dare I say, fatal mindset that is going into men's minds today that is slowly killing them from the inside. And that mindset is called the obsession with quick fame and quick cash. Chasing the bag, which is a cliche word that we've all gotten used to saying, craving the spotlight and burning yourself out trying to become somebody without even knowing who you are in real life. You're trying to become somebody online without really knowing who you really are. But why do we fall into this trap? Why do some of us burn ourselves out every single night, every single day, trying to make it? Well, really, when you think about it, as a young age, you haven't figured a lot of things out, to be honest. You're trying to build something online, but at the same time, your real life isn't really figured out. So that's the topic of discussion today. Welcome, my name is Strive. My name is Long Gatia. Welcome to Strive, a Man's Podcast, where our mission is simple and clear: to build the next generation of men and women the world desperately needs. I want to keep it very short today. Don't have much time. There's a lot of things I want to do, but this is the fourth episode I'm recording this week. That's why this week I didn't release any episodes, so forgive me for that. But next week to the other weeks, there will be a lot of episodes coming through. So let's dive into this topic. I want to get into it really quickly. And from now on, from this episode moving on, and also to the rest of the episodes which you haven't seen, if you have a strong take of any of the topics that I've just mentioned, if you have a solution, if you have an opinion about it, make sure you throw it down in the comments. And in today's topic, we're diving into why are people so obsessed with quick fame and quick cash? Why are people so obsessed with it? So in the ancient times, men craved respect. It's in our DNA. Thousands of years ago, status and respect meant survival. If you were respected in your tribe, you were protected and you had better access to resources. And with better access to resources, you can build a stronger and more healthier family. Status was status was equal to security. But today, that ancient desire has been really hijacked by the incoming technology. I don't know why most of the episodes that I'm releasing, the next 5 episodes, are going to be really diving into or leaning on social media. And basically, the obvious solution is just avoid social media as much as you can. So if you open TikTok, Instagram, or any social media platform right now, especially the ones that I've just mentioned, you are likely to see yourself entering into an arena where everyone is fighting to be seen. Basically, everyone is fighting to be seen. Some guy over there just bought a new car worth, I don't know, 2 million or 3 million. Another guy over there just went on a vacation, a luxurious vacation to Dubai, Singapore, Thailand, at the age of, I don't know, 23, 25. Another person over there, just 19 years old, just made his first million online with the course that he wants you to buy. You know this cliche of buy this course and I can get you this? Yeah, that is what is happening right now. It's a constant show of who can be seen as more successful, not who is actually successful. It's a contest, to be honest. It's a very weak mimic or a very weak pageant show. People are just showing themselves. Who can show themselves to be more successful, not actually being successful? And this triggers something deep inside you. It triggers a deep insecurity inside men that always says this: I need to catch up. I need to prove myself. I need to hurry up. I need to work harder. So it taps into this insecurity. And then you find yourself comparing yourself with your normal life to these highlight reels, which most of them usually portray online. But what they don't tell you about the success stories is that it's straight up exaggerated. There's a way you can angle a Toyota to look more expensive, and the way you can edit it to look more expensive. I could have a Toyota and you could have a Toyota. And the difference is, to make you look more rich, is the way you've edited it, the music you've used, and the color grading, and that's it. So most of the time it's exaggerated and it's rented out. People are just renting out this stuff and just posting them online, and then they're coming to not your DMs, but coming to you and trying to showcase that they are wealthy and name. But most of the time it's rented and it's straight up fake. Yet you chase this kind of success thinking that if I attain this level of success, I'll be happy. But most of the time, we all know that that is a huge lie. Let's call it a mirage. Do you know what a mirage is? If you don't know what a mirage is, just go online and dedicate a few minutes to to Google what a mirage is, so you can come back to this particular part of the video because we're going to be diving into that. So majority of the people don't have patience these days, and I always say patience is one of the greatest virtues you as a successful person can always rely on, because success doesn't really come, if you want it to last, long lasting success doesn't really come overnight, no. But most people want that. They want to go from zero to hero overnight. The internet is filled with self-proclaimed gurus selling you a dream that if you buy this course, you'll make millions. If you buy this course about cryptocurrency, about Bitcoin, you'll make six figures in 6 weeks. You see, and what they do, a marketing gimmick that they do, you see them in yachts. 20-year-old in a yacht, 18-year-old dodging a clothing brand, and it's very successful. It seems to be very successful, but we don't know whether it's successful, huh? You can cheat. Numbers don't lie. There's a there's a what is it called? There's a saying that goes in business, also in finance. Numbers don't lie, but I can use them, or I can make them to say what I want them to say. I can use them however I want. Six figures, yes, can mean six figures, but it can be in debt, in liability, in assets. We don't really know what you're saying. You might be saying five figures and you might be correct, but you might be having liabilities. You might be having debt. So five figures doesn't really amount to anything if it's just that. So they don't usually tell us that. Young influencers are making thousands of dollars in English and not English and Kenyan shillings by just posting themselves online. But what they don't show you is the crashes that happened. They don't show you that this five figures that I'm telling you about isn't really five figure assets. It's just five figures assets and liabilities, five figures of debt. Sometimes if the business isn't going well, for example, there's this guy going around called Iman Ganji, who is one of those guys who was the orchestrator of all these things. One of his businesses failed and he was telling people it was a six-figure business. Majority of the time it was just, he was using the numbers to tell the story that he wanted to tell. Yes, it was five figures, but it wasn't really five figures. It was just a lot of liabilities, a lot of assets. It's a very deep story, so I really encourage that you educate yourself on that. Sometimes, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes right over here. So the problem is, as I've said, they don't really show you the crashes, they don't show you the fakeness, they don't show you the depth that they get into. Also, if they are successful, they don't show you the loneliness, the absolute despair that comes with a million people knowing you, and at the same time, they don't know who you really are. They just know the performer on screen. I'm not performing, this is just me, this is how I talk, this is the things that I talk about, these are the things that I usually talk about, so I'm the most real person you will ever know, so just keep that in mind. Yeah. Also, uh, they're not being themselves, obviously, and people admire them. They are admired by a million people, but they're not being themselves. And also the emptiness of achieving a lot of fame and money, but at the same time, you're not fulfilled. And Tony Robbins always says the greatest failure is being successful without fulfillment. Imagine. You are so empty inside, yet you have millions and millions beyond millions, and also all the fame that you can really ever want. Maybe at a young age, but you still feel empty. And the problem isn't desiring success. Everyone wants to be successful. It's not bad to be successful, but the problem comes when you want, or when you're obsessed with getting successful very, very fast. And a problem and a trap that usually people get into when they chase success and fame and quick money at this young age. Number one, they get burnt out, really burnt out, and you get to hate yourself so much. You waste your 20s, because I know I came to the fact that your 20s is a great place to be able to explore and do all these things, so you can come now at a later time to be able to tell great stories, use that experience in real life. But most people just lock themselves up. Yes, it's good to focus, but you're young, man. Don't do that. So you'll be burnt out and you'll be deeply insecure, especially when you grow at an older age. You'll be deeply insecure. And the only place you can gain your confidence from, the only place that you can derive your internal value from, is from extrinsic things. That's why you see men with huge, trying to seduce ladies with this big, grandiose parties, these big, grandiose things, that the only women they attract is just generally that. And I think I saw another interview another time, and this particular now men who are particularly leaning on what they have to be able to get women and also be confident. When that woman started speaking out, she was talking. Okay, I think she was a gold digger or something like that. But this can tell you a lot. Even if she was a gold digger, she's still a lady. She said that it was the most boring experience ever. They were talking about nothing. That man had zero character. The only thing that he had is the facade that he was placing online. I want to mention that particular creator, but that's the only thing that they were portraying online. They become prisoners of their own success, basically. And when you sit there scrolling for hours comparing your normal life to the highlight life that these people are portraying online, you tend to get this perspective that real success gets it's gotten fast. Although you've seen a 1 minute 30 seconds video and they have mentioned that it took me 2 years, 3 years to get here, but you in a way gets deluded into thinking that this success comes quick. But we all know success is built away from the spotlights with discipline, with patience, with hard work. That is the trap that most people find themselves into, this mirage that they get deluded by. But it's not just about money and fame, it's also about attention. We live in a generation that people are seeking attention like it's milk, like it's air. People are so attention deprived, sorry. My days. Wow. Posting the perfect picture, angling your story to look as perfect as possible, and getting the most likes. We have convinced ourselves that this is how we can derive value, that this is where we can anchor our value. We've convinced ourselves that if we get noticed, the more valuable we are. Wow. Especially ladies. I'm not even talking to ladies, I'm talking to men. Even men these days are like that. It's pathetic, honestly. But here's the truth: the more you crave attention, the less of yourself you become. You start living for an audience, you start becoming a performer in your own life. And then it comes to a point where you've done it for so long that you can't even distinguish between which is real and which is not real. And also think about this. Think about it like this. Have you ever posted a picture or a video and you kept constantly looking at your phone to see whether someone liked it? Did it go viral? How many likes did I get? Or you got disappointed because you didn't get the reaction that you wanted? Yeah, that, my friend, is called living a slave life of people's opinions. Living like a slave of people's opinions. That is what you basically your life is like. Sometimes it's good because I post memes on my status and I want to see who would react to it so I can know, hey, that's my gang, that's those are my people. People are understanding such stuff, people are reacting to such stuff. Okay, I'm not doing some mental gymnastics to try and convince and cope and convince myself that what I'm doing is because it's good, because that's generally what we want, that's a good side. But generally, if you're attention deprived and you go online to seek that, you basically tell your subconscious mind that my confidence comes from people noticing me, and if they don't notice me, I am not valuable, I'm not confident, so my confidence goes down. That's why I really fear posting a lot of your love life, you're posting your personal life online. For me, this is a business, honestly, and helping you guys is the purpose of my own life. But posting your personal life out there is something that I really, really don't encourage. So, real confidence. We have to remember that real confidence does not come from being noticed. Real confidence is built through value. Value. And I'm going to talk about that in a few seconds, in a few minutes. So don't chase validation to be able to feel confidence. Chase value. Build value in order to be confident. So, how can we build real value? How can we gain real respect from our peers? How can we be respected? How can we gain this real world status, which is good, without being diluted by the noise of social media? How can we build something valuable, which will last, something which is good, which we won't feel burnt out? And majorly, what I'm going to be talking about is just a guide with good philosophies that I have adopted, and I think they will be beneficial to you. But before that, I want you to take up this mindset of real status or real value is not loud. If you know you're valuable, if you know you're rich, you don't have even to boast about it. Because they're also rich or the wealthy, you don't see them flaunting their wealth all around. For example, Uhuru, for example, the Chris Kirubi, those people, you don't see them flaunting, the owner of Citizen, you don't see them flaunting their wealth everywhere, sorry. I don't know why I'm skipping over my words. Let me just drink this. Fantastic. Got a new mug, by the way. Okay, Chris Kirubi, owner of Citizen. I don't know his name, but the ultra wealthy people move in silence. These people who are portraying their wealth online, those are just kids. Those are just kids, honestly. And I truly believe, gentlemen, if you have enough, you will be more rich than anyone in the world. A man who has enough is richer than anyone else in this world. Better than those who are seeking the next million, seeking the next million, seeking the next million. I'm also seeking millions. Even you should seek millions. But right now, you should be satisfied and have enough. The rest should just be add-ons because I truly believe that a man who has enough is richer than a man chasing the next million. I truly believe that. And I truly believe if you adopt that philosophy, that mindset, you will be richer than a lot of people outside here. So let's get into those philosophies and also those practical solutions that we always speak about, that we talk about here in Strive, that you can adopt to help you build real status, build real value, build real confidence, and build real world respect without getting deluded by the noise of social media. Number one is focus on a skill. Pick a skill which has longevity. Pick a skill which is long lasting. Something that can sorry. Okay. So the first one. So the first action that you can take is pick a skill that has longevity. It can be a career path, it can be anything. Just make sure this skill that you've picked has longevity. It will be relevant in the next 100 years. Despite the new popular things that are coming into play, just make sure it has longevity. Number one, selling will never get old. That is something that I believe. Building a business will never get old. Although different models are coming, different technologies are coming, but learning the skill of building a business is something that it will always be relevant. The next thing is consistency over hype. After you've picked your skill which has longevity, which after you've picked your skill which has longevity, now focus on staying on that path for as long as possible, doing the boring stuff as long as possible, despite the noise which is around, the popular things of, I don't know, crypto, I don't know, Bitcoin. Stick on one path and flow with it. Even for example, people on Bitcoin are regretting that they didn't buy into crypto around 2008 and 2012, because right now they could be millionaires, but they didn't stick to it because they were focusing on a lot of things, they were scared. So pick a lane and consistently do the boring stuff for as long as you can, because success only comes through how well you can handle stress and how long can you keep your head in the game. The other one is remember that patience is your superpower. The next thing is seek real world relationships. People who are valued, people who are working on themselves, people who generally you can call and they can help you out because they have something valuable that they can offer you. Also people who are real, not people who are outside here trying to flaunt their wealth, trying to act a certain character which is generally not them. And also people who you can be, people who you can be absolutely yourself around, because they will keep you grounded when that success starts showing its very ugly and also very fantastic face, because it's a very two-sided thing. They'll call you out on your stupidity, they'll call you out on your BS and tell you, hey, you are not doing good, and they'll revert you to more grounded character, because they know you and they know you how you should be acting. And if they see you acting out of character, they will call you out on that. And the next thing is develop internal confidence. Confidence is one of the greatest traits that a man can have. Discipline, uh, how to communicate alongside with that, but knowing how to be confident is one of the greatest traits that you can ever have as a man. And I always say confidence does not come externally. It can be derived from external stuff, but it's not good to anchor your confidence outside or extrinsically. Let your confidence come from within. And by that, I mean be absolutely authentic, because authenticity is the backbone of real self confidence. It doesn't come from extrinsic stuff. It comes from really being comfortable with who you are, enjoying your own company, and not needing other people to be able to give you validation, to be able to tell you that you're confident, because you already know you are confident. And if you want to know how to build real confidence that will help you gain respect, that can help you get the first step towards building real value and real status in life, I have a video up here, I don't know, up here, that will teach you how to do exactly that. And also for my friends on Spotify, there's a episode down there that can teach you how to do that. Thank you very much for watching. I want you to keep this very, very short because there's a lot of stuff I'm doing. I'm recording. This is the fourth episode, and I'm recording the fifth one today, so we can finish that. So we can have a very good time and consistent work. And also, I can try to go deeper and improve on the quality of the content that I am producing. This is yours, Long Guards here from Strive Man's Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, aiming for 1K by June 12th, and we'll see each other on the next one. Cheers and God bless.